And so it's an example of how even in the Buddha's dispensation, although we commonly understand that the Buddha had abandoned these very, very strict and very severe self-mortification practices, which were very, very physically painful and physically demanding, yet nevertheless the Buddha did allow many, many practices which are also quite challenging. And the word duttanga means literally the shaking off. The understanding or the implication is that these practices help us shake off our defilements or our unwholesome, destructive emotions, or essentially our greed, our craving, our negativities, and our ignorance bound up with conceit and the attachment to a sense of self and wanting things our way and not wanting things another way. So undertaking certain practices where we push a little harder, a bit more than the usual monastic code, the Buddha actually allowed these. So just very briefly, what are these duttanga practices? The word tudong then comes actually from a certain amount of practices. And the importance or the significance is that it's these practices which are in one sense will define a forest monk and the Ajahn Chah lineage and other forest monasteries in Thailand today, as well as in Sri Lanka and to a certain extent in Burma. So if I can remember them, there are 13 of these practices all in all. And the first two are to do with robes. These are the robes we wear. And the first practice which a monk can voluntarily undertake in order to wear away, to push a little bit against the defilements, is to wear only 3 robes and to only possess 3 robes. So you have one robe, it's called your upper robe. You have one here, which is called your lower robe, and a third robe, which is 2 layers, is called your outer robe. And apart from that, not to have any other pieces of clothing. That's the strictest application of this 3-robe practice. Very, very challenging. So it means that all you have are these 3 pieces of cloth to wrap around your body. When you wash, you have to sort of wash one and then the other and then the other. If it gets dirty, you have to go with it dirty for a while. If it's cold, which it is in India and even in Thailand and north of Thailand, north of Burma, it's very, very cold. So it would mean going without extra blankets, extra hats, extra things like that. Certainly no socks and pullovers and jackets. Now, of course, you perhaps can't do that in the West. But in Asia, it's still possible, although it's very challenging.